just having the headphones on, but I don't have a guest tonight, so I don't need that. I like that music, though. It's pretty cool. I'm just opening up the chat room. It's weird. I had a weird random YouTube chat. So anyway, Mysterious Forces Live. It is Friday, December 14th, 2018. Welcome to the show. We are way in the holiday season. And I wound up screwing around a lot tonight, getting some royalty-free music. So, hey, YouTube, if you flag me for that, I have a licensing agreement for that, and I can use that, and I can prove it. So, anyway, welcome. I'm glad that everyone's here. I don't have a guest tonight. I don't have a guest on purpose because I just kind of wanted to talk to you and commune with you one-on-one. And I'm trying to see who's in the chat room. It's weird. My chat room. Live chat. I see Pursuing X. And there's Sherry. Hello. We'll see what the I know what's happening. CW Chanter is live right now. So everyone that would have been here watching this show is watching CW. But guess what? It gives them something to watch later. So as long as I get views, that's all right. I wonder, should I play that because I had to pay for it? That's funny. No, I'm only kidding. So welcome to the show. I do have some things to update you about. I'm not just rambling on tonight. I hope you like my getup. I want to talk about a couple of different topics. And the first one is the holiday season and nostalgia. And do you get a sense of nostalgia and during the holiday season? And I'll share a little bit of my story about how that goes down. I grew up in the Midwest. And I grew up where there were 4 distinct seasons and we had snow and cold and ice. And, things really cooled off in September and then in October more so. And then November, it got really brisk. And then you lead into December and usually there was some snow by Christmas and some really cold temps. And that was like the psychological trigger to prepare for the holidays, is that cold snap, And once I moved to California, and then I'm now up in the high desert of California, you don't get that cold snap trigger. Like the weather changes, and you can definitely tell. And it's been a little bit more chilly here this year than the previous 2 years that I've been here. And anyway, so you just don't get the same feeling. And when you see Christmas lights on palm trees, it's kind of off-putting sometimes. So I don't know. I don't get that nostalgic Christmas feeling out here in the West the way I did back there when there was just cold weather and you had to bundle up, and there were all of these indicators of the holiday season, at least in terms of what I was used to growing up with. And let's see. I'm just queuing something up. I'm horrible. It's casual. How formal can you be when you have this sparkly hat on, right? There's nothing else wrong with me, right? Anyway, so the nostalgic feeling, do marketing companies, does advertising grab at your sense of nostalgia at this time of year? I know for myself, I do. I get a little more contemplative at this time of year. And I suppose what's most poignant for me as I get older is that I miss people that have passed on and are no longer with us. So I tend to think about my grandparents and what we did at Christmas. And, I can't help it, but I wonder how much of that is cultural programming, how much of that is advertising and Hallmark. As we all know, Santa Claus was the result of a marketing campaign. And so, you know, the Saint Nicholas mythology and that whole thing, yeah, that and the Krampus, Krampus. No, I see Aliens and Beyond. I see Heidi. Yes, I'm gonna be given some breaking news. How can you focus when you have these lights on? I keep looking at the lights myself. I'm like Joey. I'm looking at myself. Anyway, nostalgia. Does it tug at your heartstrings? Do they capitalize on that? I hope not. I think people who are watching this program and other programs like this, that you kind of see through some of that stuff, and some of it might be effective, but you know, now they're messing around with Christmas songs, and I wonder about the controversy of Baby It's Cold Outside, because in one way it's kind of rapey. It's definitely rapey if you take it one way. For instance, imagine Bill Cosby singing Baby It's Cold Outside, or Harvey Weinstein singing Baby It's Cold Outside. That's a pretty creepy notion. Ugh, I shudder, and not from the cold, right? From the creeps, because those guys are creeps. But I posted something on my Facebook page, which was Lady Gaga, and the actor's name. He played Robin in Batman and Robin. His last name starts with an L. Oh, what is his name? He's a director. He's well known. Anyway, they reversed the male and female roles in the song. This was a live stage production. And so he sang what is traditionally the woman's part, and Lady Gaga sang the traditionally male part. And I thought that was an interesting contrast. And so I wonder if in today's modern culture, where I'm not going to drop the term political correctness in the same way that perhaps conservative news commentators might use it. I mean it more broadly, more generally, because there are some things about what is considered political correctness that even I disagree with. And, you know, you can probably guess that my politics personally, you know, might go towards the left, but I don't discuss that here. But I still have some things, you know, that bothers me. I'm bothered by some concepts of cultural appropriation, for instance, but that's another topic for another show. But are you getting nostalgic? Do you feel that feeling in your belly? You get a little bit of butterflies at Christmas time. I do, because I love the season, and I like the lights. I like everything about it. So I don't know. Just think about that. I just kind of wanted to bring up thinking about your relatives, and it's almost like Thanksgiving when these holidays come around. I just wanted to kind of personally share that it gets introspective this time of year, and perhaps it should be. And now on to some more news about the show, and not just me blabbering about Christmas sentimentality. And that is, I have brand new information, new as of today. I am going to be going to New York to Alex Gray's facility, COSM, COSM, and you can find COSM, COSM.org. And Alex Gray is the world-renowned artist. His style is fantastic and psychedelic and spiritual, and he is building the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors in New York. And that's what COSM stands for, the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors. And he has a building or a temple he's building as well. It's called Entheon. And they have workshops there. And so what I'm going to be doing, and this is going to be on January 19th, I'm going to be taking Alan Steinfeld's remote viewing workshop there at the COSM grounds, and I'm going to be staying there. So I just got that confirmed this evening, and that's huge news. I have not confirmed an interview with Alex Gray. I think since Alan invited me, it's kind of a given that I'll at least be interviewing Alan Steinfeld. But what I would really like to finesse is interviewing Alan Steinfeld and Alex Gray together and sit them down, and we can all have a conversation. And I think that will be fantastic. And what I'm going to do is fly into New York City, go to Grand Central Station, then take a train out into the state of New York, outside the city, and go to the facility and go to the workshop, and hopefully get some great interviews and some great footage. And I will share all of that with you. And excuse me, if I get an opportunity, I thought I had some water here, but I don't. Curses. If I get an opportunity to live stream from the location, I will. I most certainly will. But I don't know if they have Wi-Fi. I have no idea what their setup is. So, like I said, when I get confirmation about whether I can get Alex Gray to participate in an interview, I will let you know. I think that will be fantastic viewing. And, I'll go through the remote viewing workshop, and I'll give it a try myself, and perhaps we'll experiment with some of that, and we'll come up with some innovative ideas. So that is coming up January 19th. And then on January 25th, the professor and myself here in Phoenix will be going to the Peter Murphy show, the 40-year retrospective of Bauhaus music. David J is on in the band with Peter Murphy, and thank you so much. Look at this. Thank God for interns, right? I'll pay for that later. Anyway, so we're going to be interviewing Mark Gemini Thwaite, and he's the guitar player for Peter Murphy, and we'll be doing an interview somewhere backstage, but not up in Peter Murphy's grill. Once again, maybe once we get our camera back there, and maybe if we're really nice and sweet, Peter Murphy will speak to us as well. Wow, I really need that. When you talk for a living and then your mouth starts to stick together, it's not good. It's not good broadcasting. It just isn't. So, anyway, excuse me, bumping my own mic stand. Yes. So we will be interviewing Mark Gemini Thwaite. And if Peter Murphy rings a bell, I don't know if you looked at your Facebook feed over the last 24 hours or so, or your Twitter feed, but Peter Murphy got into an altercation with the police in Europe at a show. He threw some water bottles into the audience and allegedly, of course, hit a fan in the face. And then rumor has it, this is not coming from Mark Gemini Thwaite. I don't want you to think that. He has made no comment to me whatsoever about this. This is the rumor mill of the internet that I've seen. Said that he was not happy with the sound and it was kind of wonky, and he threw one of the water bottles on the mixing console and fried it, and that put an early into the show. And then I guess he got into a scuffle with security because he had hit the patron allegedly with the bottle, and then fought with security. And I saw the picture myself on Facebook of him like face down being handcuffed, and he looked a little scuffed up. But I'll tell you what, Peter Murphy is like a fucking immortal amongst mortals. So I give him a pass. I don't see him as a malicious guy. You know, if he threw bottles, I don't think he wants to hurt anybody. But we'll be happy to talk to Mark Gemini Thwaite. And as I mentioned, you may or may not have seen me on Doc Skinner's show, 1028 Live, which was on Facebook last night. And thank you, Doc, for having me on. That was a good time. I talked about our upcoming trip to Area 51 in March. And so here I am laying out the details so that everyone will know what we're up to. On March 22nd, 1989, Bob Lazar took John Lear, and once again, I've not confirmed whether George Knapp was with them. I've heard the story so many times, I always think George Knapp was there. So I don't know if anyone in the audience can comment. But anyway, it's the 30th anniversary of the famous footage that they got, Bob Lazar and John Lear. And it was taken in the vicinity of Area 51. on a Wednesday, as predicted by Bob Lazar. So we're going to be out there on location on the 30th anniversary of that sighting and that footage, and we'll see what we're going to do. And we have some compatriots lined up for the trip. We have a traveling party, and that is going to consist of Doc Skinner and Rex Bear and my associate producer. I don't think I'm talking out of school. You'll have to correct me. Michael Moriarty from Pursuing X will be with me, helping to produce segments live on the scene. Maybe not live stream to you, but we'll be taping and putting it together later. And we have Heidi Gadd from Aliens and Beyond joining us. So she will be out there to help balance out the testosterone. So I just didn't want it to be like, I don't know, Area 51 sausage fest. That didn't really sound like a lot of fun. So I wanted a female to come along, and there was a scheduling conflict. I don't know if I should say who I invited. I invited someone else to go that couldn't. And it's not that Heidi wasn't my first choice either. I reserved Heidi because Heidi is a business owner, and I had kind of assumed that a business owner would be less likely to step away from their business for 4 days. But she looked at her schedule and she can. But anyway, we invited, I'm going to go ahead and say it. We invited Kelly Farmer from Explaining Esoterica, but she had a scheduling conflict, which is unfortunate. And we have the door open for Kelly, that if something in her schedule changes between now and that time, that we will work her in. So she is not uninvited. She is, she has an open invitation should her schedule change. So I just want to put that out there. Speaking of Kelly Farmer, tomorrow, I guess it's around noon. It will start at noon Arizona time. Check your local time. We're 2 hours off from the East Coast. I'm going to be on Fascination Street with Jimmy and Mika, and they're broadcasting out of the UK. So this will be my first appearance as a guest on a show that's not in America. And so I think that's really interesting. I've had guests from England, but now I'm going to be a guest from America on a UK show. And I am super, super excited. Jimmy leaves me the greatest messages on Facebook, and I look forward to meeting Mika, and we'll be chatting it up, and we're going to go for the full ride on Fascination Street. And the reason that I mentioned that in regards to Kelly Farmer is because Fascination Street is teaming up with Kelly Farmer, and they are going to mix Explaining Esoterica with Fascination Street. And they're going to call their show Esoterica Street. I think that's it. So anyway, they're blending their powers together, like power twins. Power twins activate. So yeah, there's some crossover between Fascination Street and Explaining Esoterica. And I look forward to that. I'll be checking that out. And speaking of which, while I'm rambling on, tomorrow night's guest is the Reverend Richard Moonchild, and it is going to prove to be a very interesting conversation. So drink some holiday nog, have some donuts tomorrow night, because everyone eats donuts with eggnog, right? That sounds sickening. That is really gross. But tune in tomorrow night. It'll be me and the Reverend Richard Moonchild, and it'll be fascinating stuff. So I'm appearing on Fascination Street tomorrow afternoon, which is of course later in the day in the UK. And then tomorrow night here on Mysterious Forces Live, it'll be me and my guest, and that will be it. So what else should we talk about? I have not finished the interview, Jimmy Church interviewing Tyler from Secure Team 10. I was pretty interested in that, and I only got about halfway through it. That Tyler's first interview, I myself, I happen to know that my friend Heidi Gadd from Aliens and Beyond had tried to get an interview with Tyler, and she was ignored. And I had asked him a few times through various social media channels for an interview and got no response. And I had heard that he didn't do interviews, but I guess Jimmy Church has enough juice in the scene to get him to do an interview. So I was a little let down. I was hoping to hear about his video processing secrets, and he didn't really talk about the software, at least with what I heard, but I heard a little bit about his rig, and it's pretty typical. But anyway, enough about that. Also, I do want to mention, speaking of UFOs, has anyone seen the footage from the satellite capture that the International Space Station was conducting? And something moved in the background behind the satellite, and it's being analyzed. I don't know what the breakdown analysis is. I've only seen one video on it, but it's pretty fresh. And I wonder if anyone has seen it. I'm going to look in the chat room and see who all's here. Wow, 500,000 people. I didn't even know. Wow, that's more than I have subscribers, 500,000 people. Lauren, V, Zero Infinity, Cherry Skull, Aliens and Beyond. You know, that sounds like what Buzz Lightyear, did he say? He didn't say Aliens and Beyond, but that would be funny. Have a bite. Buzz Lightyear kind of thing. Aliens and Beyond, right? Other news besides the object in space behind the satellite. I'm going to be going to Jimmy Church's holiday party on December 26th, the day after Christmas. And it's going to be in Hollywood on the Sunset Strip at the world famous Rainbow. If I get a chance to live stream from Jimmy's party at the Rainbow, I will do so. But hey, guess what? Scott Finster from season 9 of Face Off, who appeared on the show early on in the run, he created an alien puppet for me. And I had released some in-progress pictures of the sculpt on social media before, but the alien is complete and going to be sent to me, and I'm going to be taking that to the party for photo ops with Jimmy and whoever else is there. So I'm taking the puppet to LA, and we'll see what kind of crazy video and or photographs we get from that. But look for that. If I can live stream from the Rainbow, I would hate to think that the Rainbow Bar and Grill did not have Wi-Fi, but who knows? Who knows? But I'll either come back with footage or I'll live stream and or both. So look for that. You know, I think what's most exciting for this show is to get out and about. And I've got a very intense travel itinerary booked up for the next few months, and I think it's going to lead to some great shows. So as part of the growth of this channel, as production values increase, I mean, look at this is production value, right? This is show business. As production values increase and we switch over to our green screen technology, which we will be doing, and as we start going out on location, I think the show's going to get more dynamic. Speaking of which, show me some love. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I am parked at 290 subscribers. And at one point, I had 292 subscribers, and I looked, and then 2 of them were gone. And I'm like, I still have, you know, the numbers are so low. I'm like, what happened to those 2 people? Where did they go? 2 people, come back. No, let's help me get 10 more people so I can just jump up before Christmas to 300 subscribers. If you share this video or hit like or whatever, or lie to your friends and family and tell them how great this show is, it would be greatly appreciated. Let's hit 300 by Christmas. And then we'll be having some of our on location videos hitting the air. And I think we're going to be getting a lot of views. I also have a special guest I'm going to line up for a holiday appearance. It may be pre-recorded. It's not going to be live, but I will announce that special guest that's going to be making a holiday appearance. And so look for that as well. So let's see. This is where we're going. This is what's going on. the Cosm Trip, Chapel of Sacred Mirrors, Alex Gray's facility, to do the remote viewing workshop with Alan Steinfeld. And I'm going to be doing that January 19th. January 25th, Mark, Jim, and I Thwaite. And then in late March, we're going to be going to Area 51. And wow, what an itinerary. It's going to get crazy. And we're going to have fun, and we're going to share every bit of that with you. Let's see, where are we at? We're at 26 minutes, and I'm stubborn, so I'm going to write out the last 4 minutes. You're writing out the last 4 minutes with me, right? Thank you for joining. I really did. I kind of want to bookend what I started the show with, and that is talking about holidays, nostalgia, and how it makes us feel. And I like, even though there's disgusting, crass commercialism involved with Christmas, I think there's a way to see through all of that and see the positive in that. And it gives us an opportunity to push pause on our lives and to think about the people that we care about and love, and all the things that we have to be thankful for in our lives, and that connection with other people that all of us need so desperately. And we all need each other. We are social animals. And, you know, I know a lot of people get the blues. They start to feel down during Christmas, and, you know, statistics for self-injury and self-harm kind of skyrocket around Christmas time. And I just want to encourage you, if you're a single person or for some other reason wind up spending the holidays alone, reach out to someone, get a hold of a friend, harass somebody, talk to somebody, get some contact. Don't just sit through the holidays, and don't get bummed out, and don't be sad. Everyone can reach out, and you can comment on videos on this channel, and I'll write you back. I look at the mail. I see who comments around here. Hit me up on social media. I'm on Twitter at My Forces Live. It's Mysterious Forces Live on Twitter. I have a Facebook page, Mysterious Forces Live. You can hit me up there. I'm accessible. So if you're having a tough time during the holidays and you just want to talk to somebody, or if telling me how absolutely shitty my show is would make you feel better about yourself, you can do that. You can get a hold of me and just say, hey, guess what? You know, my life sucks. However, it doesn't suck as bad as your show. If you want to say that to me, that's okay. Because after all, what are we doing here? We are desperately seeking validation through others, right? I think that's going to be my slogan, one of my slogans for the show. I don't think I can chain myself to just one slogan, but desperately seeking validation through others. I might have to make some t-shirts. Maybe those will be some of the t-shirts I'll put up for sale. That would be some funny stuff. Let's see what else. What should I say in the last minute? I'm going to say hello to my friends, Jessica Stevens, Michael Moriarty, Sherry in the chat room, Lisa P when she shows back up, of course, Aliens and Beyond, and Heidi Gadd, Jimmy and Mika, Fascination Street. Tomorrow, look for that. We're going to have a blast. I don't know if it's video or audio. If it's video, I might put the lights back on and do this for them too. That would be a good time. So Jimmy and Mika, Reverend Richard Moonchild tomorrow night is my guest on this show. And catch Kelly Farmer's show, Explaining Esoterica. She has a great show, and I like her breakdowns and analysis of things. And I know that everyone likes the happy music. And there it is. I can't hear it because I don't have headphones on, but guess what? I see the EQ bobbing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video. Thank you for spending your time with me. I so deeply appreciate it. And happy holidays to you and yours. And be kind to each other. And this is the time of year for kindness. And then let's try to continue that practice of everyday kindness, or maybe everyday thoughtfulness towards the positive, and carry that beyond the holidays. That would stay positive. Hang in there, my peeps. It's all well and good. And we'll all get through this. And we're going to have some fantastic adventures in 2019. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm reaching for the button. And there I go. Let's see, can I do